Yo, what is going on, guys? Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Right now, I'm at the Rocket Mortgage Team House, and I'm in the 100 Thieves locker room because tomorrow is actually a really, really big day for us here at the organization, and hopefully some of you guys. So as you've talked about it, as we've talked about it, merch is the one thing that you guys haven't been able to get your hands on, and we're still working on our second drop. But to hold you guys over, we are offering tomorrow on Saturday an incredibly limited release. We are going to be dropping the 100 Thieves game day jerseys. These are the exact same jerseys that the players wear on stage. And I will say this because I truly believe it. I mean, I was part of Optic Gaming for a long time. I've seen the jerseys from other organizations. These are probably the highest quality in terms of material, and it's more of a formal look. Pays homage to other sports, as you guys can tell. But a really traditional look that I think just stands out from the rest, and I've been in love with this ever since we've gotten our hands on it. So these are going to be going on sale along with the 100 Thieves dad hat. We did volume 1 with the first season drop that we had a couple months ago. The second drop is going to be the 100T Esports logo. It's a great fit, really high quality hat, and I think overall, if you guys decide to spend your money with 100 Thieves, you're gonna be really excited about what you pick up. Again, super limited run. It's our first go at it. We want to make sure that we get it right so that we're ready for the next drop, because I know you guys have been talking about the hoodies, the windbreakers. We even got a few surprises for you guys here really, really soon. But check it out, Saturday, 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 o'clock Eastern, and then do the math. I think that's 2 o'clock Central. But that's not all. This is just the beginning of the video. I just want to give you guys a heads up. Very limited, like I said. On with the rest of the video. Yo, what is going on, guys? Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Over the last couple weeks, it dawned on me that I haven't given you guys an update on what I'm up to or just what's going on in my life in quite some time. And usually the vlogs are a way for us to stay connected and you guys can follow me with whatever I'm doing, but I just haven't been able to vlog. And there's been occasional Fortnite videos, but if anybody is interested in Nadeshot, Matthew Haig, and what's going on with my life and my career, I just wanted to make this video to give you guys some context and explain some things. And really all of that revolves around 100 Thieves. That is really my life now. 100 Thieves, for anyone that doesn't know, is my esports organization. I was a part of another team called Optic Gaming for 6 years. I took a break from esports to focus more on entertainment with YouTube and streaming, and now I jumped back into esports with my brand 100 Thieves, and it's gone really, really well so far. We're about 3 months in now, with March coming to a close. And the first game that we started with, the first re-entrance into esports, was with League of Legends. And for a lot of people, that really didn't make sense because I started with Call of Duty. That's really what my entire career was comprised of and made me who I am today. And it got me to the point that I am now. But some people will just question it. And everybody was asking me on Twitter and YouTube comments, when are you going to get a Call of Duty team? Why aren't you a part of Call of Duty? And so I really want to explain the scope of League of Legends and why this season is so important for us as an organization, 100 Thieves, because League of Legends, for anyone who doesn't know, is the biggest game in the entire world. And what happened this past summer and why we decided to jump into League first was Riot, the company that publishes and has created League of Legends. They were going to be franchising. And what franchising means, it's much like the NBA, the MLB, the NFL. You have a set amount of teams that are a part of the league, and that's it. And in previous seasons, much like a lot of different esports, the way it would work is you would qualify for the league, and then if you weren't performing as well as you should be, you can get relegated out so that new teams that can perform better come in. But now Riot wanted to add more stability for the teams, more stability for the fans, and more stability for the league. So they decided, okay, we're going to take 10 teams in North America, and we're only going to have 10 teams forever. Now, I want you guys to understand, League of Legends is not only the biggest game in the entire world from people playing it, but from people watching it. I mean, it's the most successful esports title that has ever existed in all of esports. And so for us, 100 Thieves, for an organization that really wants to find success in esports, when we had the opportunity to put together an application in hopes of joining the LCS, it was a no-brainer. I mean, if you want to be a player in esports, a team that can sustain for many, many years and is here for a very long time, of course, you would take every opportunity and that you can to be a part of the biggest league in the entire world. I think our application was 70 pages long,
And not only did you have to put together an application that was going to prove to Riot that you were a great partner for this league, but you also had to have $10 million. I feel like that's the one thing. I don't know why I waited so long to say that, but you needed $10 million to pay for the franchising entrance fee so that you could actually be a part of the league. It's one thing to be accepted, but you got to have $10 million. So it was actually an incredibly rigorous application process. We submitted our 70-page application all the way back in July, if I'm not mistaken, and they went into deliberation internally for about 2 months. We had to go through 2 rounds of interviews, a phone interview, and then we had to do an in-person interview with our entire team. And that's when I was working on a deal with Dan Gilbert, the owner of Quicken Loans, the owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers, where he was going to invest in 100 Thieves so that I could have the capital to be a part of the LCS and to build the infrastructure around my organization so that we can support many, many titles, not just League of Legends, in the future. And so when we finally found out that we were accepted, we just got to celebrate for like 2 hours, and then it was right back to work, because the hard part was definitely getting into the league, but the harder part was building a team that could be successful, because coming into the league, coming into this season, 100 Thieves was going to be up against 6 teams that have already been a part of the LCS for many, 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 many years. And so for comparison, it would be like a new organization coming into Call of Duty and trying to beat Optic Gaming and FaZe Clan and E-United and Envious. We were trying to beat TSM and Team Liquid and CLG and Cloud9, these teams that have been around for so long and have had so many years to build out their organization, to make relationships with players, to convince them and to pay them to come and play for their team. And so we were in a really tough spot. Not only did 100 Thieves not really have the staff and the management and the coaches that we needed to bring on players and to have a successful esports organization, but we had to do it all in the matter of like a month and a half. And so for us, we signed 5 players who have all incredible careers. Our starting lineup is Someday in the top lane, Meteos as our jungler, Ryu in our mid lane, Aframu as our support, and our ADC is Cody Sun. So we signed our players. We signed our last player in December.
I gotta think about that. I literally haven't given it a thought since
good.
our call
Okay,
last
good,
night.
good.
So let's talk about that this afternoon.
Yeah, no worries. Sounds good, man.
Cool.
Are you going to be back in LA today?
No, I fly back on Sunday.
Sounds good, man. That all sounds good
It's
to
all
me.
looking good.
All right.
Awesome, brother.
All right. I'll talk to you later, man. Have a good trip.
Sounds good.
See ya. Sorry, I just got interrupted actually for 100 Thieves phone call. Life has been crazy these last couple of weeks, and it's just getting crazier and crazier. Okay, so we found 5 players that we were really happy with, but the biggest, I would say, controversy from all the League of Legends experts, the analysts, the community, was the fact that our 5 players have never played together before, and a lot of the teams already had existing relationships, so they figured our biggest issue would be synergy, and the fact that a couple of our players have taken breaks. It would be similar to me taking a break from competition and coming back like a year later. We had 2 players who in their own right were very, very good, but they had spent a lot of time away from the game as well, and so people didn't really have faith in them. But altogether, we had some great veteran talent, some really young talent as well, but everyone had a lot of experience. So we had a lot of faith in our roster just moving forward, okay? So we only had about a month and a half, like I said, from the time that we found out we were accepted into the biggest league in the entire world to get our team ready, to find a house for them to live in, for us to start hiring staff at 100 Thieves. I mean, there's so much more that goes into this, and that's why you haven't seen a ton of vlogs, because I am the CEO of the company. Now, do I have a ton of experience with running a business? No, but that's why you hire smarter and better people to help with that aspect. So I have a great president and COO. His name is John Robinson, who is one of the most experienced talents and people in esports. I mean, he worked at EA for a very long time. He worked at Nexon, which is like the biggest mobile gaming company in all of Korea. I have some really smart people helping me on the business side, because I know what 100 Thieves means to me, and I know where I want the brand to go. But of course, I need people to help me execute on it. December. Our team is supposed to start practicing right after the Christmas holidays, but we don't have a house yet. We finally find one thanks to Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. And so we move into the house January 4th, and that's when we started filming some content. That's when we were getting all the desks and the computers and all the equipment, and everybody was getting moved in. But our first match was starting at the end of January. I think our first match was like January 20th. So in reality, we only had about 2 weeks for our team to introduce themselves to each other, to start playing, for the coaching staff to start doing their thing. And so it was not a lot of time. All right. So flash forward 2 weeks. So our first match starts off, I think it was January 20th, January 21st. We play Optic Gaming. We beat them. I had a vlog. I think it almost has 1 million views right now. It was ridiculous. I just never would have imagined that Optic Gaming and 100 Thieves would be competing against each other in the biggest game in the world, not even Call of Duty, a different game. We ended up beating them. It was a really proud moment for me. And then flash forward a couple weeks, and we are 3-1, I believe. And so all of a sudden, we were riding this high. We were first in the standings. It felt really, really good to be kicking ass and taking names, especially because we were underrated so much going into this league. I think our projections were we were going to be like a 6th place team. Everyone was saying 5th or 6th place team on paper. That's what everyone assumed 100 Thieves was going to be. And again, flash forward a couple weeks, we're in first place. But then, we kind of hit a bump in the road. That was our biggest issue. We hit a bump in the road, guys. We went on a 4-game losing streak. So here we are, like 4-1, and then all of a sudden, we lose 4 games in a row. And now we're 4-5. So we're in a tough spot. At this point, all the analysts and the entire community start shitting on us. They're thinking 100 Thieves is out of the playoff picture. I mean, there's only 9 weeks in this in the split, and so there was a lot of pressure on us to going out and perform because we wanted to make the playoffs. We didn't want to be a team that joins the LCS and isn't competing at the highest level because it's not good for the league. It's not good for the game. It's not good for 100 Thieves to be a bad team. And so what we did at the house after these bad consecutive couple weekends is we met with each individual player and each coach, and we just reset expectations. They were working really, really hard, but we wanted them to just know that we had their back 100%. All we want them to do is find success, and we're going to do everything and anything we can to make sure you're comfortable, to make sure we're taking care of you. But all we expect is you guys to work as hard as you possibly can and to put your best foot forward for 100 Thieves. And then from there on out, guys, let me say this. Look me in the eye for this part. If you haven't been listening, if you haven't been looking at me directly, maybe you've just been listening in the background, look at me. Tab into this page on this video. Look at me. Our team made one of the greatest turnarounds that I've ever seen in esports history. From the time that we were 0-4 up until this point, we were 9-1. Okay, we went 9-1 against some of the best teams in all of North America. And I'm not sure if I've told you guys this or you have seen it, but 100 Thieves ended the spring split, the first season, our inaugural season, our first season ever, first place. We finished first place. 100 Thieves is first place in the North American LCS going into the playoffs. I never would have thought in a million years that this is how our last 3 months would play out. Our first season ever, a part of the biggest game in the entire world, and our guys brought 100 Thieves into the spotlight, first place. I am so incredibly proud of our players, of our coaching staff, and of just our team behind 100 Thieves because they all brought it to life. We have worked so many hours day and night, the content team, the business team, myself included. We have been busting our asses to get 100 Thieves to a place where it can compete and it could be a name that you'd be proud of to support in esports. And now we are first place going into the playoffs. So we're automatically going to place top 4 in our first season in the playoffs. Since we got first or second, we get a bye into the semifinals. And so now we play in the semifinals next week in Los Angeles, California. And then we go to Miami the next week for either the championship match or the third place match. And we'll be playing at the Fillmore in Miami. It's unbelievable. So that is sort of the update in the story that I can share with you guys from this point all the way back until this past summer. That's what we've been doing with 100 Thieves. Now, for anybody that doesn't follow League of Legends, this might not be of importance to you. So let me just say this. 100 Thieves will be expanding into new esports titles here very soon. You guys will be getting more merch, more apparel, more teams, more content, and we're blowing the hinges off of everything. It just takes time. But now that we have time to really evaluate other titles, we're going to be jumping into new games, and our first priority is making sure the players are taken care of, and then after that, we're going to supplement everything else. Then it's content, and then it's gear, so that you can really feel like you're a part of the 100 Thieves and the story that we're creating together. And so that's what we've been up to. So for those who say that I turned my back on Call of Duty, I want you guys to know that 100 Thieves is going to have a Call of Duty team. It's not a matter of will we have a Call of Duty team, it's a matter of when we're going to have a Call of Duty team. And so right now, Call of Duty is in full swing with their season, so it would be really difficult for us to go and get a team. So there might be a waiting period for us to jump in, but we will be a part of Call of Duty. And so that's just my life so far. That's just the update that I wanted to give you. 100 Thieves, League of Legends, LCS, first place going into the playoffs. We have more merch, more apparel coming, more content coming on the 100 Thieves YouTube channel. We've been creating this incredible docuseries called The Heist. Every episode is step 1, step 2, step 3 of our plan to take over esports. And you can find that in the description below the 100 Thieves YouTube channel. And we're going to be expanding into new titles here very, very soon, guys. But that's going to do it for me here today, guys. I hope all of this made sense. I hope this gives you more clarity on what we've been doing and what we plan on doing with the 100 Thieves. More Fortnite videos to come, more everything. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you guys later. YouTube will see you fudging later. Goodbye.